Jeez. Okay, testing, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of GAR Capital. Happy 2023. We made it to the new year, first session of the new year, January 3rd on a Tuesday, 2023. I know that's going to take me a while to start writing down 2023 over 2022. Um, Back in the day, if you wrote checks or you signed documents or stuff like that, you're like, oh, what year is it? It takes about a month to kind of get there. My apologies for running a little late. If you notice, my background is a little different because of the fact that I moved rooms. I went to I switched my office to a bigger room in the house. So again, new year, trying to switch everything up, make it easier. So when Nick, our VP, who I work at his office, he can come here and alternate when we work. So I have a desk for him right here in the corner. More times than not, we'll probably work together like we do at his place, just trying to make things easier as we go to the new year. The problem was that I was working on that till around 2 in the morning, and it would have been done sooner, but there was a horrific injury in the NFL. I don't know if you guys saw that yesterday. I tweeted about it. Horrific cardiac arrest injury. He got hit in the chest. Hamlin got hit in the chest, plays for the Bills. They canceled the game. I was glued to my TV. It was just horrific hit. Oh my God, it just hits you like these guys are playing the game and this life and death situation. But we're not here to talk about sports. We're here to talk about business. So let's go and get right to it. We are now officially open for 2023. Dow Jones futures up 139 points on a very choppy overnight session. If you guys remember, or you watched our tweets last night, right around 6, we did gap up this yesterday. And then right up to here around 3,900, we rejected it, and then we came back down to around 3,950 S&P, and then we bounced. So very, very choppy. And I'll explain why that's choppy. Nasdaq futures up about 0.78%, 3881 for the S&P 500 futures, which is in front of you right now. This is the hourly chart on the S&P 500. Again, that 3,900, 3,920, that's what we're kind of looking for. So let's go and place an alert there to make sure that we know where we need to be looking at. 3920 for any kind of upside potential. Here's the problem, guys. It's very, very choppy the last couple of weeks. Why is that? Guys, there's not a lot of liquidity out there. It's still a short week. It's still a holiday week. Yesterday being the New Year's holiday for the banks, they were closed. The stock market was closed. So again, this week is only Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and today. So again, I don't expect a ton of volume. I don't expect a ton of liquidity. When you have very low liquidity, you get swings in the market because all it takes is a fund or someone to put a very, very large position on a contract like an S&P 500, and it causes that spike, or or a big sell order. 2,500 lot, 3,000 lot is all it takes to kind of move 20 handles on the S&P 500 futures. And why? Because it's just a short week. It's a holiday week. Most people are probably not back to work. If you're a fund manager or a trader, you're more than likely getting into the office next week. Usually the case in those banks is the final 2 weeks of the year. Most executives and big decision makers or traders take the week off just due to the low liquidity. They prefer not to waste their time. In terms of us, we've traded the low liquidity pretty well. Last week we went 1 for 2. We have one trade open, some QQQ puts that broke support. We went 4 out of 5 the past 2 weeks, which is not terrible. I wish we could do better. I always want to be perfect. That's so hard to do. I always wanted to have everything exactly the way we want it, right? Just win every single trade. But it's very, very unlikely. It's very difficult to do. But even with that choppiness in the market, to be 4 out of 5 in signals isn't terrible. I'll take it. Right now, what we're trying to do is just navigate here and just preserve. There's no reason to add a ton of risk here. There's no reason to go crazy here. Again, we haven't broken anything to the upside, and we definitely haven't broken anything to the downside. So again, really just observing and recording as we move on. The Russell 2000 futures are up about 1%. Crude oil is down about 1.5% with the dollar spiking yesterday and falling as well. Very, very strange. Let's take a look at the dollar here. Let's see here. My apologies for the bags under my eyes. I went to bed last night around 2:30 in the morning. So again, up this morning here to look at the market, but I was watching it all last night. 105 level, very key on the 1 hour. Again, we rejected near that level. And again, we want to get back below this trend line, right around 103.92. The march to 100 continues, and I expect us to get there. I don't expect that to happen tomorrow or anything like that, no. But again, we know our target's 101.62 on the dollar. Again, we're bouncing off this trend line here. That's what it is. It's just exactly. I wish I could say more to it than that. And of course, that's going to affect commodities like crude oil and gasoline and such and such. Let's go ahead and take a look at the volatility index together. The VIX is up 6.46%, even with the S&P higher. It did gap up here on the daily slightly, so you do have a gap to fill right around 22.32. Again, look where we tapped here, right around December 2nd. You could see that support level held. So around 1914 is what we're looking for a break. In terms of the upside move, we're talking about 2514. That's your 100-day moving average. Let's go and take a look at 10-year yields. I don't know why my computer's so slow this morning. I may have to reset it. And I did reset it yesterday. Either way, so again, we got a lot of gaps on TNX, which is the 10-year yields, about 3 to the downside, at least in the short term. We had a little bit of a cluster here of consolidation and we bounced, but we still seem to be kind of rejecting that neckline of around 33.95 or so, or 3.9 exactly. You can see 37.48 is where we are currently. We have a lot more gaps to fill to the downside. Again, my first support level we're looking around is around 31.43. That gets around 3.143%. That is definitely not happening overnight. Yields don't move that much, but again, nice to see yields pull back a little bit here. We talked about the dollar. Let's go and talk about crude oil. Crude oil has been definitely back and forth, back and forth. Let me see if I can get this going. Okay, crude oil we'll bring up on the daily. And again, key level that we're looking for on the daily is around 85. Right around 80 right now currently. Kind of consolidating there and rejecting. Let me see if I can bring up the weekly. The weekly chart. Here we go. Here's a little more context. Here's that yellow line that we put here on 74.23. Seems to be that kind of line of demarcation, let's just say. And you could see 78.90 right now. Really, you're really not doing much on oil, at least until 84.65. And then you're looking to possibly get into some energy stocks, maybe add a little bit of exposure there, just at least for the dividends, as cash is so important here. As liquidity dries, you want dividend paying stocks. Growth isn't the best here unless you're looking for cheaper prices. That's really what you're looking for in terms of looking for growth. Gold futures up about 1%, silver futures up 2.35%. Even with that dollar being higher, only crude oil is really affected, but the other commodities are looking to hold up, including copper up 0.45%. Euro dollar got smoked, 105.65. Remember we talked about the euro and how important, or that correlation with the S&P 500. That euro dollar, it seems to be that risk on trade, and you could see pretty close to that rejection of around 107.81. So I have that alert. We're still above that trend line. Let's see if we hold above. Bitcoin futures, even with the dollar higher, 16,720, something to look at. 1214 on Ethereum. We got a lot way to go to get back to where we want to be in terms of crypto. Let's go and take a look at Tesla. They did report their deliveries yesterday, and right now they are down pre-market. Wow, 119.35. You also have a gap to fill here at 122.72. What is happening with Tesla? Can we add or not in the moment? No. I don't think right now you want to take a look at any growth stocks, at least to price in currently. And the reason I say that is that you may also have a little more pain to the downside. But guys, understand, and Alex, understand this, that we have earnings coming up in a couple weeks. So what you may think might be cheap today might be expensive tomorrow, because if those earnings come in weaker, right, and the stock price is still the same, the PE ratio is going to go higher. So we need that E in P and E to go higher. So the P and E can go down. That's fine, the price, but the earnings, we need to make sure those earnings are coming in. So again, we don't know what Tesla's earnings are. We did get their deliveries order, and the stock is still down today. So not exactly looking great for Tesla. The problem I see that is that you have the gap to fill here on the weekly, right around 82.53. I think at $100 a share wouldn't be a bad idea to start nibbling a bit. When I say nibble, you can dollar cost average. That's what I would do on that. But until then, I'm really looking for this gap fill around 80. What is this? 80 something, 83, and yeah, around 82 or so. And that was from 2020 during COVID. So we've come a long way. So again, I talked about this on the video on Saturday. If you want to take a look at that, kind of the three phases: the 2020 investor, the 2021 investor, the 2022 investor. The 2022 investor seems to be throwing the towel in, probably capitulation there because they got in late. 2021, they're still fighting for a little bit. 2021, you're pretty much red if you invested in 2021 in Tesla. And if you're holding from 2020, someone like me who's owned it to 2019 and 2020, you're probably thinking to yourself, I'm still, getting close to break even, or even I'm not even making as much as I used to. Again, people start making decisions. I think $100 a share seems to be that pain point or at stop point where we make it a stop run. Maybe if we break 100, we could get some bids in there. But again, with this low liquidity, it's tough to say, Alex. Very, very tough to say. So again, I would not run and buy the dip here. No, I just don't. Not in this environment as of yet. You're not even. The way I see it is that we're still kind of in preseason mode for 2023. December, end of December, Christmas time, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It kind of makes it wonky. Also, we have Martin Luther King holiday, I believe, on the 18th of January. So there's another short week for January. So we got two shortened trading weeks in January. We got some earnings. We got non-farm payroll on Friday. I think we got a PMI report later today. So again, some news coming in, sure. But again, I wouldn't expect the world today. Again, just the fact that it's very, very low liquidity out there. And the only reason I say that is with a bunch of spikes and come down overnight. So again, we'll see if we get some momentum moving forward, and we're going to play it as the best way we can. If we don't trade today, that's okay. If we don't add any more risk to this week, that's okay. All we want to do here is look for the best setups that have the highest probability of cashing in for us. That's it. Again, if we don't get the right cards, we're throwing them in the pile. We're just getting rid of them. We're not betting. We're not anteing up. Nothing. I mean, these two cards, a 2 and a 7, throw it in. I fold. That's what I'm kind of seeing in the market. A lot of folding. Hey, I'll just fold this hand. Not a lot to get excited for, and that's okay. That's okay. We can just wait. Tomorrow's another day. We live to fight another day. We live to fight another week. And hell, so far right now, while you're here, guys, you live to fight another year. So there we are. Have a great rest of your morning, guys. I will see you tomorrow for the morning note at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My apologies for running a little late. Make your New Year's resolution today in 2023 to hit that like button. If you do, I think good things will happen. I appreciate it as always, guys. Thank you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.